Hello everyone, welcome back to my YouTube channel. So today we are going to solve day 27 problem of this month on LeetCode. Before starting, if you guys haven't subscribed my YouTube channel yet, then please go ahead and subscribe it. Now without any delay, let's get started with today's problem. Problem number 2780. Minimum index of a valid split. So let's read the problem statement first. An element x of an integer array of length m is dominant if more than half the elements of array have a value of x. Okay, so let's suppose there is an array. Okay, let's suppose this is one array, okay, of length m. Okay, so element x is going to be dominant in this array if more than half of the elements of this particular array have a value of x. Okay, more than half the elements. All right, so let's suppose the length of this complete array is m, right? So if so what I'm saying here, so x value, okay, let's suppose this is the element x. Okay, so this should be greater than m of 2. Okay, m2, I just divide the array in half. Okay, so number of the elements in this side, okay, in this side, okay, half of the array. Okay, this should be less than the number of elements here in the other side. Okay, so here I can also write it like this. So uh, let's suppose here uh, there is one particular number 2. Okay, so here let me draw like this. Okay, 2 2 4 and 2. Okay, so now you will understand more correctly here. Okay, so length of this is, let's say, m is nothing but 4 here. Okay, so here let's take this particular number 2. Okay, so here 2's frequency is 3 and 4 frequencies just 1 in this particular array. Okay, so now what I am saying that this particular number, okay, 2, okay, it should be greater than, okay, the frequency of this 2. Okay, the frequency of 2, it should be greater than the half of this length. Okay, so here I can say m by 2. Okay, m is nothing but the length. Okay, so frequency of 2, it should be greater than m by 2, or I can also write it like this: 2 into frequency of 2, okay, it should be greater than this particular length. Okay, so this is important formula: 2 into, okay, so from here, see, we are using 2 here, and this 2, why this 2 is coming? Because here we are dividing it with the 2. Okay, total length. Okay, so here I can write it like this: 2 into frequency of this 2, it should be greater than m. So 2 into frequency of 2 here in this particular array is 3. Okay, so 6 is greater than what is the total length? 4. Okay, so that simply means it is true. Okay, so this is what we need to do. Okay, so this is how I derived this formula. Okay, so I'm multiplying 2 with the frequency of that particular number. Okay, okay, and then I will just checking if it is greater than m. Okay, so this is the important formula. Okay, I'm going to use this in code. All right, so now let's move forward. You are given a 0 indexed integer array nums of length n with one dominant element. Okay, you can split nums. Okay, we have to split the nums at an index I. Okay, so if this is my complete array, I am splitting this at index I, then I have two arrays now, starting from this 0 index 2 until I, and next is starting from I plus 1 index to n minus 1 until here. Okay, but the split is only valid if the I index, okay, here if this value should be greater than equal to 0 and less than n minus 1. All right, so I should be in between only, right? It should not be like here outside. Okay, that's not valid. Okay, so here nums 0 to I and nums of I plus 1 and minus 1 have the same dominant element. Okay, so if here 2 is the dominant element, so here also 2 should be the dominant element. Okay, it's not like if 3 is dominant element here and 2 is dominant element here, then it's not valid. Okay, all right, then here nums of I to j denotes the subarray of nums starting at index I and ending at index j, both ends being inclusive. Okay, so 0 to I. Okay, so I element is inclusive here, right? And particularly if j value is less than I, then nums of I to j denotes an empty subarray, obviously, right? Then we have to return the minimum index of a valid split, and if no valid split exists, then we have to return -1. Okay, so now see this particular example here. Okay, if I split the array like this, okay, so here in this 2 is the dominant, right? So 2 into frequency of 2 is 2. Okay, so this is greater than the total length of this first half is 3. Okay, so that is why we are writing here 2 into 2 greater than 3. Done. And see this here, 2 into frequency of 2 is 1, and it should be greater than the length of this is 1. Okay, so that is why we are writing here 1 to 2 or 2 into 1 greater than 1. Okay, so maybe some of you guys are confused why we are writing 2 here, this 2, and why this 2 is coming from, where this 2 is coming. Okay, so I have already derived this 2 here. Okay, done. So this is done. Okay, so here both conditions are satisfied, and in both ends 2 is a dominant one, so we have to return the minimum index. Okay, first index where this split is possible. Okay, so first index is this one only, right? 0 1 2. Okay, so at this 2, when we split, we get this. Okay, so minimum index we have to return. Okay, minimum index. Okay, so we have to start from the first only. Okay, so let me show you how we are going to do this with this particular example too. Okay, so first of all, create two maps. Okay, and in those two maps I will store the frequency. So first, let's suppose this is my second map. Okay, the name of this map is second map. Okay, so in this second map I will store the frequency. Okay, one by one. So 2 is occurring 2 times. Okay, key, and here value. Okay, this is nothing but key, and this is nothing but value, integer type. Okay, and 1 is occurring 1 2 3 4 5 time. 1 is occurring 5 time. Okay, then 3 is occurring 1 time only. Okay, done. 3 is occurring 1 time. Okay, so now 7 is occurring 1 time. 7 is occurring 1 time. Okay, so here 5 6 7 8 9, total 9 elements are there. 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10 are there, right? So what we are missing here, 2 times. Okay, and then 1 1 2 3 4 5 6, 1 is 6 time. Okay, 1 2 3 4 5 6. Okay, so we change it to 6. Okay, 1 is 6 time. All right, and now we are good, I think, right? Total values we are getting here 10 only, right? So yeah, 10 elements are there in my nums array. Okay, so here if I just give the indexing 0 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9. Okay, done. So I give the indexing as well. Now what we need to do after that? Okay, so now from here, let's suppose initially my I is at this particular index. Okay, so now I'm thinking of splitting at this particular index only. Okay, so here how many number of elements are there in this left side? So I can write the number of elements as the particular index where my I index is, and here I will just add 1. So that is nothing but the number of elements in the first half. Okay, number of elements in first half. Okay, done. So this is the formula to calculate the number of elements in first half, that is nothing but I plus 1. Now in the second half, how we are going to calculate? So here total number of elements in my array 10. Okay, so 10 total number of elements. All right, so here n I can write, and then I have to subtract I from it. So if I subtract I from it, I will get a 0. Okay, right now I will get 0 only. Okay, because my I is at 0, so here n minus I, and in this if I subtract 1 from it, okay, that simply means here subtract 1, so I will get 9. Okay, so 9 is correct now. So in this half, second half, we have 9 elements, 3 6 9 9. Okay, so n minus I minus 1 is the formula to calculate the length of the second half. Okay, done. So here I have derived two formulas: how to calculate the length of first half, how to calculate the length of second half. Okay, this is done. All right, so here currently we are splitting here na, right? So here that simply means the number here I'm checking is 2. Okay, so here the number that I'm checking is 2. So here I can do one thing. First I'm splitting like this. So from the second map, just reduce the frequency of 2. Okay, so here this will become 1. Okay, now in the first half, okay, in the first map, okay, you can say first map, just add the frequency of 2. 2 frequency is going to become 1. Okay, because this I'm splitting this array right now at this particular index. Okay, so from the second map I have reduced the frequency of this particular number, and from the first map I have added the frequency of this particular number. Okay, so now here just check. So in this side again apply the formula 2 into here frequency of 2 is nothing but from first map we'll get 1. Okay, if it is greater than 1, okay, 1, how we get I plus 1. Okay, so yes, it is true. Okay, now here from this side what is the max frequency? Okay, from here tell me what is the max frequency. Okay, so here you are splitting around 2 only na, so just check the frequency of 2. So 2 frequency from this side is just 1, 2 into 1. Okay, and this frequency is just 1, so this is greater than this value n minus I plus minus 1. So no, so that simply means 2 is not the dominant factor in both sides. Okay, so we are splitting around here to right at this particular value, so I'm checking 2 only. Okay, from this side we have 2 only, and from this side 2. Okay, so this is not valid, 2 is not dominant here. So now after that my I is going to move further. So now my I moves here. Okay, my I reaches at 1 index. Okay, so now same way at 1 index. Okay, so now we have to split the array like this. So here now I will check this particular one. Okay, 2 is not dominant. Now I will check 1 from this side and 1 from this side. Okay, so in this side 1 frequency, okay, into 2 if it is greater than 2. No, this is false, right? See this formula, greater than m, it should be greater than m, so no. Okay, so 1 is 1 time, 2 is also 1 time, so 1 is not dominant from this side, so this is also not valid. Okay, check 1 from this side, so here also it is not valid, right? Okay, here it is valid. Okay, 1 is valid here, right? So here in this first just add 1, and from here 1 you have to reduce this one as well. Okay, and now from this side if you see this one is valid, but from this side first half it is not valid now, so we are not going to split the array like this. Now I'm going to move here. Okay, now I'm going to split array from here. So now check 3. So 3 is not 3 is not dominant here, and 3 is also not here. Okay, dominant is not there. Okay, then again move your here. Okay, next element. So here now from check for this particular one. Okay, because we have added one extra one now. So check this one. So here 1 is occurring 2 times, 2 into 2, it should be greater than 4. No, it is also not valid. First half itself is not valid. Okay, so in the second half why you need to check. Okay, first half itself is not valid. Now come here. Okay, so now I'm splitting at this 4 index. Okay, so if I'm splitting at 4 index, so in the first half how many elements are there? 5. Okay, so yeah, calculate it. 1 2 3 4 5. Okay, and in the second half how many elements? N is nothing but 10 minus 4. We are splitting 4 minus 1, so I will get 5 only. So here calculate 1 2 3 4 5. Good. Okay, this is done. Now here you have to reduce the frequency of this one from last step as well, right? 1 becomes 4 and here 1 becomes 2. Okay, so now here one more extra one is coming up, right? 3 is also one time here, and also here you have to reduce the frequency of 3 to 0. Okay, so this is done. Okay, so now here 1 is coming one more time, so 1 frequency is going to become 3 here, and here 1 frequency will be reduced to 3. Okay, so now here if you see carefully 1 frequency is 3 and 1 frequency is 3 here. Okay, now again apply the formula here. So current element is 1. Okay, in 1 add 2, it is greater than the length. Okay, so here one element, not one's frequency. 1 frequency is 3 now, so 3 into 2 you will get greater than 5. Yes, true. Okay, nice. Now from this side 1 frequency in the second map, you see it's also 3 here. 3 into 2, and it is also greater than the this length. Okay, 5. So both are true, right? So here see, we can split the array at index 4 to obtain the arrays. In array 1 element 1 is dominant, this is of course thrice in the array. Okay, so 3 into 2 is 5. Okay, so 3 into 2 is 5. Okay, and in the second array element 1 is dominant, since it occurs thrice in the array. 3 into 2 again 5. Okay, so both have the same dominant element as nums, so this is a valid split. So it can be shown that index 4 is the minimum index of the valid split. That's it. Okay, clear, understood. Now let's move to the coding part. Okay, without wasting any time. So let me just maximize the screen. Okay, so here you have to create 2 maps. Okay, and in the maps but we have key value pairs, right? And both are of integer type, right? So here you have to write map. Okay, now it is more visible, right? Integer, and here you have to create a first map. Okay, first map is equal to new hash map. Done. Okay, now same way, just copy this and paste it here. So you have to create a second map as well. Second map. Okay, now in the second map you have to store the frequency of all the elements. Okay, so you have to iterate over all the numbers one by one in your nums array. Okay, in your nums, right? So here I'm just going to use one for each loop for, and here int num in my nums. Okay, this list of integers given to us, right? Array list. So from this I'm iterating over one by one over all the nums. Okay, so what I have to do in the second map, we have to add, right? So second map, okay, dot put, okay, key is num. Okay, now check if this key is already there or not. So for that, map dot get, here you can use first map, second map, right? Second map dot get what this key. Okay, if it is there, then take that particular value, okay, of that particular key. But if it is not there, then start from 0 and then add 1 to it. Okay, this is done. Okay, we are just adding the frequencies, right? Okay, so here second map dot get or default. Okay, you have to use or default. Okay, so default is 0, otherwise just take the value of the nums. Okay, that's it. Okay, so in this way I have added all the values. Now again you have to iterate over all the elements in your uh, nums, this list. Okay, so here you have write int I is equal to 0, and here I should be less than nums list is there now. So you have to write nums dot size, and here you have to write I plus plus. Okay, and now do one thing for simplicity. Here just copy this. Okay, here use n variable, and here in the n let me store. Okay, n is equal to this nums dot size. All right, so now this is done. Okay, so we are running one loop. All right, so now here take this particular number. Okay, int num is equal to nums dot get, and here just pass this particular index. Okay, now after that, from the second map you have to reduce the frequency, right? Second map dot put. Okay, here key is num. Okay, now you have to reduce the frequency, right? Second map dot get that particular num value, okay, particular key value, and subtract 1 from it. All right, this is done. Now same way from the first map, okay, you have to add this new value. So just copy this, okay, and here paste it, and here now you can write first map dot put num, and here you have to use first map dot get or default num 0 plus 1. That's it. Now this is done. Okay, now we have to check if this is a valid split. Okay, so here you have to use one if condition. If you have to use first map dot get the value for that particular number, okay, and if I multiply it with the 2 and this is greater than the first half length, how we are writing that? I plus 1. Okay, and now same way second map dot get that particular number, okay, and again multiply it with the 2. All right, and how we are getting the length of second half? N minus I minus 1. Okay, this is done. All right. Okay, so if this is a valid split, then we have to return the index from here. And if we are not able to return index anywhere, okay, in this for loop, then in the end you have to return minus 1. Okay, minus 1. All right, so now see here, we are just iterating over all the elements in my nums array list one by one. That's it, right? So time complexity, I can say of n here, of n here, over O2n, or you can simply say of n, right? So time complexity for this problem is going to be of n. Okay, so now let's run the code and see if there are any code issue. We'll try to fix that. So all the test cases has been accepted. Now let's submit it. So see, our solution is accepted, right? So I hope that you guys are able to understand today's problem, and if you guys still have any doubts, then please feel free to ask in comment section. Till then, keep coding and keep practicing. Meet you guys in the next video. Thank you. Bye bye.